If you don't know anything about the Marauders fandom, or you're trying to get into it, this will be a very good video for you to get a little bit more knowledge on the topic. The main reason that I'm doing this is because I've been in the Marauders fandom since probably 2022, and a lot of my friends have no idea what I'm talking about half the time whenever I bring it up. One of my friends I finally convinced to start reading a fic, but I had to make like boards of fan casts and stuff so she could visualize and tell her about different characters. And I'm mainly making this video because I want to send it to my friends and make it short enough that they'll be willing to watch it in their free time, because all the ones I see online are like 2 hours long. So this is gonna be like a Marauders crash course. I do have a couple of things like written down, and I'm gonna go down the list. I'm gonna tell you the main bullet points right now, and I can put them up on the screen if I have enough time or I feel like it. We're gonna start with the main four Marauders, who are like the pinnacle, or not pinnacle, the center of the entire fandom. And then the Slytherins, and then we'll talk about the main girls in the fandom. Not in the fandom, in the in the Marauders universe. And then we'll talk about some main, more popular ships, like ones that have been around for a long time, and then some micro ships. I don't know all of them, so if I miss some, feel free to put them in my comment section. And then we're going to talk about the Black family, because it's kind of massive. And then we'll talk about everyone's parents and everyone's family, but the Black family is definitely most important, because that one's probably the biggest. Yeah. And then we'll talk about the most popular fanfics. I only know the fanfics that are on like AO3. Any other platforms I unfortunately can't speak on, because I don't use any other platforms. If you want me to do a separate section on other platforms, I'll do as much research as I can to let you guys know. And then we'll talk about popular fan casts for each of the characters. I might not do one for each person, simply because I didn't write them down. I might do like the main four. But yeah. Okay, so the main four Marauders are James Potter, Remus Lupin, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew. We see in the third Harry Potter movie, The Prisoner of Azkaban, we meet Remus Lupin and Sirius Black, and we also meet Peter Pettigrew in the third movie as well. I don't think we see him before that. And we learn about the Marauders map a little bit and how it came to be, and we learn Moony, Wormtail, Padfoot, and Prongs were all friends, and that's why they have the Marauders map together. And eventually we find out that those nicknames correlate to real people, as in Remus, Sirius, Peter, and James. And obviously James is Harry's father, which is quite important. But yeah, so they are the four main Marauders. We'll talk about the Slytherins next. So this is something that made my friend laugh. Oh my god, I can't talk. I'm so sorry. The Slytherins have a nickname called the Slytherin Skittles. I don't know where that came from. I don't call them that. I just call them the Slytherins. So yeah, they're also sometimes called the Slytherin Emeralds or something. I don't know, I don't keep up with all that. But we have, in the Slytherins, we have, some of these might be controversial. I'm not sure if everyone agrees with this. We have Regulus Black, who is a Slytherin. And then we have Barty Crouch Jr., who is sometimes not fan casted, seen as being in Ravenclaw. Some people think he's like really, really smart, and people think he's in Ravenclaw, but that's honestly up to you, depending on like what you want to, how you want to perceive him. And then we have Evan Rosier and Dorcas Meadows and Pandora. There are two different types of Pandoras. There's Pandora Lovegood, who is seen as Luna Lovegood's mother. And then we also have Pandora Rosier, who is headcanon to be Evan's twin sister. also up for your perception. And then we have the girls. So the main girls in the fandom are Lily Evans, Mary McDonald, and Marlene McKinnon. Pandora and Dorcas are also the girls, but I put them under the Slytherins category. Lily is Harry's mom. She's also known as Lily Potter, but Lily Evans to Marauders fans. Marlene McKinnon and Mary McDonald are canon, like they are real characters in the Harry Potter universe, but they're just like extremely minor, mentioned maybe once or twice. However, the Marauders fandom like massively expanded on their characters throughout fanfic. The main ships. There are a few main ships that are really, really popular, and the first one is Wolfstar. I think this one became a thing in like either the 90s or the early 2000s, whenever the Prisoner of Azkaban book came out. I'll probably put it up on the screen. Whenever that came out was really when the Marauders fandom started, and Wolfstar pretty much kicked off immediately. And then we have Jilly, which is canon, obviously Harry's parents. Jilly is a very, very popular one. It's in most of the main really popular fanfics. But then another one that I personally really love to read is Jegulus, which is James and Regulus Black. Another main ship is Rose-Killer, which is Evan Rosier and Barty Crouch Jr. I love that one a lot. And then we have Dorleen, I think is a pretty popular one. Dorcas Meadows and Marlene McKinnon. That one doesn't show up in every fic, but it is in a lot of popular ones, I would say. And let's get on to the micro ships. I feel like the rest of them are kind of micro, not talked about that much. We have, let's see, Mary Lean, which is Mary McDonald and Marlene McKinnon. We have Panda Lily, Pandora and Lily Evans. And then Mary Lily, which is Mary and Lily. And then we have, a lot of them are like polyamorous or something. There's a lot of people who like do something called multi-shipping. I'm kind of a multi-shipper, but they multi-ship in a way that like they're just like, oh, all of you get together right now, which I think is kind of funny, to be honest. So in a lot of fics they put James, Regulus, Evan, and Barty together. I don't know. It is not like in every fic, obviously, but some people do enjoy reading that. I'm trying to think. In some fics, Peter is seen with Sybil Trelawney. I think that's how you say her name. And she's the divination teacher at Hogwarts in the series. He is also... This one started on TikTok, but Gilderoy Lockhart, and Peter Pettigrew, I have no knowledge of where this started other than TikTok, and I also have not like delved into that whatsoever. But it just came up in my head. Ones that I'm interested in looking into. I've been talking about ships for far too long. I'm really sorry. One that I'm interested in getting into is Moonrose, which is Evan Rosier and Remus Lupin. I don't really know much about it, but I like it a lot. I've seen edits about it, and I am into it. And Barty Lily. Oh my god, don't get me started on Barty Lily, which is Barty and Lily, obviously. Me and my girlfriend and one of our friends, we talk about it all the time. Barty Lily, the Barty Lily files, like that. I wish you guys knew what I was talking about. It's really funny. Okay, this has been so long. Next is the Black family. The Black family is probably the most massive family in the Marauders fandom. So obviously we know Sirius Black. And Sirius Black is one of the main four Marauders. And he has a brother, Regulus Black. Their parents, Orion or Orion, however you want to say it, and then Walburga Black. I don't know. I think they're cousins. Okay. Ooh. It made me sound like I was saying the parents were cousins. They could be. They're actually headcanon to be incestuous a lot. We're not going to get into that right now. So their cousins are typically seen as Narcissa Malfoy, who was originally Narcissa Black in Fanon. And then we have Bellatrix Lestrange, Bellatrix Black, and then Andromeda Black. Okay, let's talk about people's parents. So we talked about Sirius and Regulus's parents, Orion and Walburga. And then we have Remus. We have his mother, Hope Lupin, and his father, Lyle. Those are typically the names used for his parents. And then James, we have Euphemia. I think that's how you say her name. Euphemia or Effie Potter. And Fleamont Potter. Peter, I don't think we ever really established his family situation in many fics. He's not a character that's really delved into a lot in a lot of fics, which is kind of a shame. Okay, let's talk about the most popular fics. I would say the big three are All the Young Dudes by Miss Kingbean 89, Crimson Rivers by... Is it Zepazerial or Bizarre Stars? I don't know. It's one of those. And then... Watch It Be Neither. That would be humiliating. And then I would say probably Cadence. The Cadence of Part-Time Poets by Matsuolo, I think is the name. Some other smaller fics that are really popular are Just Lovers, Like We Were Supposed to Be, Best Friend's Brother, Art Heist Baby, which is one of my favorites. And then we have my girlfriend's favorite, which is Black Mass Over Highway 90. I've never read it, but she loves it. We have, Pink Lemonade. Pink Lemonade was one of, like, the OG banned AUs. An AU is an alternate universe. So not every single fic is placed in the wizarding world. Some are, like, modern AUs. Some are college AUs. Some are banned AUs. Or, like, there's so many more. Crimson Rivers, for example, is the Hunger Games AU. And then we have popular fan casts. This is the good one. For the main four Marauders, Remus Lupin. The OG fan cast is Andrew Garfield. This one was really, really popular, like, when the Marauders fandom first started. And he's fully aware of him being fan casted as this character, by the way. But my personal favorite fan cast is Matt Hitt. Sirius Black. He's typically seen as Ben Barnes, who you might know from... He's an actor. You might know from some movies. Dorian Gray, for example. The New Gen fandom kind of fan casts Conan Gray, which I agree with. I really see Conan Gray a lot. And then for James, Aaron Taylor Johnson is the most popular and has been for a really long time. But there's also people who fan cast oh my god, headcanon him as, like, Hispanic. Desi, I don't know. I'll put up, if I can, some fan casts of him as different ethnicities. Peter. I don't really know many Peter fan casts. The one that's coming to the top of my head right now is Louis Capaldi. I think that's how you say his name. And also, there's this one guy who plays, like, the main character in The Long Walk. That guy is who I think of when I think of Peter in my head. Marlene McKinnon her fan cast is usually Sophie Thatcher, who plays Natalie in Yellow Jackets. And then another one that's, like, kind of micro fan casting is Biba Doobie. And then Regulus Black. His most popular fan cast is Timothée Chalamet, but pretty much just Timothée Chalamet when he was in Dune Part 1 as Paul Atreides. Yeah, so Paul Atreides version Regulus. That's Regulus Black to most people. There are other fan casts of him recently, but I can't think of any names off the top of my head. I think that's all that I can remember. for Fancast. I need to do more research. Why didn't I do research before this video? This was really stupid. I hope this was helpful to anyone. Thank you so much for watching this if you actually did. I had a lot of fun, and I'm really conscious now of the fact that I say a lot. I apologize. If you have any questions or any Marauders related topics you want me to cover in any future videos, please comment down below because I am more than happy to. It's pretty much the only thing I talk about ever. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching.